Hi everyone, Sherman here, and today I'm going on a rant of the Higonokami, a friction folder knife. So I've actually looked for information about the Higonokami online, and especially on YouTube, and I found a lot of conflicting information. So there's a lot of information overload, but nobody seems to have gotten the right info about the Higonokami. So today I'm going to do a little bit of a review, perhaps some sharpening of this, and a little bit of rant of the Higonokami. So first of all, how am I different from the other YouTubers who have talked about the Higonokami? I actually refer to the higonokami.jp website, and I've lived in Japan for about a year, so I've got a little bit of experience. So when I speak about Japanese blades, I do have some experience also from my martial arts background in Aikido, and I'd like to talk about some things I like and I don't like about this particular blade. So let me show you guys the Higonokami first. And first of all, you can see that this one is the original Higonokami made by Mitsuo Nagao, right? Because Nagao was the guy who started it, and you just have to go to higonokami.jp/en for the English version of the information. And so the words here actually just means horn. Wait, let me just get it. See, horn, the top part is like Nihon, so that horn, the same as Japanese horn, means original, also book, but here it means original. And the second and last word is warikomi, right? So this is original warikomi made from SK5 steel, which is about equivalent to the American 1020 steel, I think, or is it I can't really remember, but basically it's hard, right? Because warikomi means it's a sandwich. There's a hard steel sandwich between two softer steels, right? So the two softer steels are in fact more carbon based. That's why if you look behind of this blade, you can see that it's very black, right? You can even see this black color coming off at the tip here, and then to the sides it's more polished. So basically it's the same steel. The top is the same steel made of really carbon, which is softer than the hard, right? Hard edge, which is the more chromium based SK5 steel. So it contains more chromium content, which makes it sharper. So what's good about this is that let me just tell you about hardness and toughness first. So basically hardness and toughness are actually opposite of each other and not the same, right? So if the steel here, right, I mean in terms of knives, so in terms of steel as well, so when the tip here or the edge here is soft or hard, when it's hard, it allows it to maintain an edge longer, right? So it maintains an edge longer, and then the softer hardness but actually more tougher steel will help it to bend a bit and to be more flexible, so that it's like really tough and you can stay strong, like when you want to hit something, right? So look at this. This is actually tough steel, right? Not hard but tough, the black part. So you can hit stuff with it, right? You can hammer stuff with it, for example, right? You can hear the sound of it. It's it's actually hard sounding, but tough sounding. I always get mixed up between these two terms, so annoying. I think a lot of people get confused as well. But this edge is actually really sharp, but it doesn't come sharp from the factory. You can see here. That's one of the rant that I've got. So if you've gotten this, it comes directly from the factory, the what do you call that? I think it was the Kanekoma factory. So now let's go back to the words here, right? The Kanekoma factory, it says here trademark by this is the Higonokami. Okay, there's no there in Japanese, but it's Higo. You can see these two kanji characters means Higo, and then Kami, which is like God, or Higo, spirit, and then the last one is Kanekoma or Sado Kanekoma, right? These two kanjis at the end. So it says trademark Higonokami by the Sagao Kanekoma, Sado Kanekoma company, right? This company was incorporated in 2021, so really recent. You can go check out the website. Like I said, you don't have to take my word for it. Most YouTubers don't even put their references, so just go check out their website. Let me show you guys. There we go. It says higonokami.jp. This is the official website. So if you know Japan, and I've lived in Japan, you don't put up like official websites like this, especially in Japanese. We're talking about something that is not the truth, right? Because you get a really bad backlash from society over in Japan. So this guy, Mitsuo Nagao, is the 5th generation Nagao family member who is the only one allowed to use the name Higonokami. So you just can't name other knives Higonokami, right? I don't know why. There's a lot of conflicting info online on who the last person who is allowed to do, the last person as in the last of the line right now, who is allowed to make these Higonokami knives, right? And the original ones, like I said, has this trademark by his company, which is the Sado Kanekoma company. And this one is made in SK5. They have blue steel, they have white steel as well. So this one is the very basic one carried by I think was the Japanese, especially after the samurai katanas were banned. They carried this kind of knives. They were used as work knives. Even children carried them, and they tend to come out in your pants and cut you if you are a kid bringing this to school to sharpen. So this is made really tight, and you cannot pull it open manually. Like there are no screws, and they will hammer in. It's made with one piece of metal, so you can see the knife goes in there, right? And there is this mountain, the Fujiyama mountain, as you can see if you pull up the knife here, and I'll show you guys. Okay, so it looks like a mountain with 3 steels together like the clouds, right? Wait, let me just push it higher a bit. Okay, you have to be very careful with this knife because, especially mine, it came very tight, right? So you're very prone to cut yourself. So there you go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it down a bit. Okay, you can't really see the three. Okay, now you can see like 3 steels. Okay, they call sun mine, right? 3 steels. That because it's one chromium majority steel sandwiched by 2 carbon majority steel to form this really nice blade, right? So it looks like a bit of like a mountain here, right? The Fujiyama mountain. Mount Fuji. So yeah. So my complaint and my rant about this is that, look, it's really hard for it to come out. So I guess, it's pros and cons. You don't want it to come out and cut yourself accidentally, but at the same time, you can't use one hand. It's really difficult. You can, but you have the potential to let your hand slip and get cut, right? So usually you don't want to do that. What you get is this really nice blade, but at the same time it's not perfect because it's handmade by Mitsuo Nagao and his staff in I think it wasn't even in Higo Prefecture, right? At somewhere in Japan. I can't remember where. You can just check their website. So they are the only ones who have trademarked this, and anybody else who wants to make something like this have to name it something else. You can name it Higo Starred Blade or Higo Inspired Blade, but just not the Higonokami, which is trademarked by Mitsuo Nagao right now, and you can read more about that on the website. And yeah, so so you need to actually sharpen this blade because it's supposed to be a really sharp blade. The steel SK5 goes up to HRC 65, which is super high. Because the Victorinox, for example, that's my Victorinox, goes up to 58, the Inox steel, and there's even this Damascus steel of my freeze tree goes up to about 60, alright, 59 to 60. It's a really nice steel. When you combine two steels, if you think about it, it's the Damascus steel is a bit like this Sanmai steel, in the sense that it combines the steel together, except that when you have Damascus, you have these nice patterns on them because the steel is compressed together, right? Forged together to form the nice patterns. Here you get the three patterns, the three layers, so it's a pattern by themselves. They're very strong on the horizontal side, right? Because you're forcing the strength here. And then over here, it's probably weaker. As you can see, there is a bit of a tip that has been cut off because I tried to pry something open. Don't try to do that. Always use like a titanium pry tool, which is meant to do that. Don't try to be smart like me and use these SK5 to pry stuff, or you're gonna get a tip that is slightly cut off. But no worries, I can sharpen that. Of course, if you compare this to my Kaiser, this is my Kaiser Critical. It's so 60, around 60 HRC. This is 61, so a bit tougher, a bit harder. Sorry, not tougher, right? So in case of toughness, I would say this is also really tough because of the carbon-based steel at the end. So I'm just letting you guys see the comparisons in size. Of course, this freeze tree of mine is much larger. It's about the same size as my Kaiser Critical, and around the same. It's even my Victorinox trusty knife is just slightly bigger. So how good is this knife? And what's so great about it, like I said, it's history, right? It's really great Japanese history. If you like all things Japanese, you will love this. Other than that, it's a really good, tough cutter that won't get destroyed easily. It's about $15 US, sorry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ceramic stone here to sharpen it. Wait, let me just get diamonds. My diamond sharpening from Victorinox as well. You can see this, where is it, right? And I'm going to just give this a little stroking. I won't okay, there we go. And then I can already see the burr on this side. It's amazing. Guys, I'm gonna show you guys. It's just crazy. You can see the burr form on this side. It's so fast, right? So it's easy to sharpen because SK5 is an easy to sharpen steel. You can see that. So I flattened the burr here, and then the burr will form on the other side. I think it's too small to see now. It's micro burr. So I'll just do a quick stroke to get rid of it. Okay, that should make it sharp already. But what I'm gonna do is use the sharpened Japanese ceramic whetstone, right? This is a 2001, and why not? Japanese and Japanese stuff, right? Always get. This is really cool. Of course, I got this from Thomas Tools, like I said, this knife. So you can get it for about $15 US. I think they're having a Chinese New Year sale now. You can even get it cheaper. So there we go. It's really easy to use the whetstone. Just get it wet a bit, and then just have a few passes on it. I'm going to show you guys to get the angle right. I told you there's a video that I made before. You just have to use a marker to line the edge here, and then when you scrape, you can see where it's cut off. But for me, I'll do it like a 20-degree angle and use my thumb here somewhere in the middle, and then going down a bit, okay? And then I'm going to do just 5 strokes. You guys can't see this unfortunately. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just move with your entire body and not your hands or your arms, right? Move with your entire body. So I got this side that is sharpened, and the burr should have formed on this side. I think you guys can see it. I'm not sure. See if you guys can see it. Okay, it's gonna be a very light one. So from this side, wait, was it this side? Okay, maybe you guys can't see it and I can't see it. So what I'm gonna do is continue on to remove the burr. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so just going this side and then going that side with an angle that's about 20 degrees. And let's just try it. I'm not that hopeful yet, but who knows? Okay, so what the heck? Can you see the difference? How easy was it to sharpen? This is what makes it so special. The Higonokami. Now it's really sharp, and yeah, it's amazing. So that was my really short rant and truth about the Higonokami. Like I said, if you want to find out more, just head on to the higonokami.jp website. And you know, sometimes you can't trust everything you read online, but this is an amazing knife, and for $15 US, it's completely worth it. It's probably cheaper now because of discounts, but remember, it's not the same on every knife, right? So that's why you always have to question, right? I have 2 knives here. I'm probably going to give this to somebody as a present, but you can see the second knife, it's actually really hard to come out. So this one takes some time to actually pull it out, so it's really stuck. I suppose they made it this way, like I said, to prevent kids from injuring themselves and you know, in your pocket. So you have to use 2 hands. It's ridiculous. They are not exactly the same, right? Because they are handmade. You can see here the tip is a bit off, like I told you why before, but I can sharpen it really easily. You can see how fast it sharpens. So like I said, every Higonokami, Nagao Higonokami is gonna be different. So keep that in mind, guys. And like I said, look at this words here. Look at the words to see if it's original from the Kanekoma company in Japan, and that's how you know whether you got the original one or not, right? So I think that's about all from me. If you want to find out more, please do comment below. Let me know what you think and what more I can talk about. So please do like and subscribe and ding that notifications bell. See you guys. Thank you. Bye.